Rise and grind heroes, my name is Tetsyumi, and welcome back to some more DIsgaea RPG Should You Summon. And right off the bat, guys, it has been a little while. Truth be told, I kind of fell off playing DIsgaea a little bit, so, you know, naturally that means I wasn't really keeping up to date with any characters that released and making new videos. But I am back now, I'm back playing it, back on the grind, and it looks like there haven't been too many new characters since I kind of took a little bit of a break. So hopefully we should be all okay in that front. But with that being said, today we are back looking at the two brand new characters, Asagi and then Overlord Asagi. Also, one more really quick thing before this video starts. You can probably tell from my audio quality, but I am in my dorm room. This is the first video I'm recording from college, from my dorm. So yeah, it might sound a little bad. Sorry about that. I'm again gonna, try and do my best to make it sound like somewhat normal in editing. But also because this is the first video, I don't really know how it's gonna sound post-production. So yeah, just gonna have to kind of roll with it. But with that being said, let's just go ahead and jump right into it. Looking at Asagi, I have not looked at either one of these characters yet, so this is gonna be fresh for me and for you, so let's just go ahead and jump right into it. So first of all, Asagi is a humanoid gun forte wielder. Stats are looking like HP 116, attack 40, defense 31, intelligence 36, resistance 31, and speed 61. Wow, honestly, I am pretty impressed with these stats. The attack stat is pretty damn high, and so is the the defense isn't super high, but it's getting up there. Same with the intelligence, and the speed is just 61 is pretty damn good. The only thing I'm not really super impressed with is the HP, honestly. But you put some gear on her, make her a little bit stronger. I think she's gonna be a really good unit just based off her stats. Going on to her attributes, she has no negative anything, just 50% towards star, which again, don't know what that means. Still don't know what that means. It's been like, I don't know how long it's been, like 2 months since I started playing this game. I still have no idea what the attributes actually are. But then we got basic resistances. Weapon mastery, again, is going to be her gun at 10. That's her forte. Her abilities, her leader skill, Resonating Heart. All members attack and HP plus 13%. That's pretty good. Any plus 1, she gets first to win. Her self ability, SP plus 10 when a turn begins. Alright, that's actually pretty good. SP is the mana. The speed is the other thing. So this is actually pretty good. She will be giving herself, pretty much plus 20 SP every time she has a turn. So that's probably enough to do, I would imagine, like a decent amount of her abilities here. At any plus 5, she gets protagonist privilege. Self allows skills with consecutive use prohibited to be executed without limits. Huh. So I haven't actually seen any skills that say consecutive use prohibited, but I imagine that's just like if you do a skill one turn, you can't do it the next turn. So I guess that would, bypass this, if that's what it means. So that's probably pretty good. I assume maybe she has a skill like that, and that's why it has this here, but I don't know. And then at any plus 7, she gets Power of Bonds, all allies at damage dealt plus 18% when all members are humanoids. Again, that's some pretty good, a little bit of extra damage if you're rocking with a mono humanoid team. Overall, I really, really like her abilities. I think even just starting with like the leader skill, if you don't get any other ability, I think this is just really good in and of itself. Just attack and HP plus 13%, that's going to be, boosting her a lot already because she's already at attack 40. So that's pretty good. And then you get a little bit of self-help, you got more SP, you got some skills with consecutive use prohibited, and then you got another all allies at the very bottom. So yeah, honestly, I would try and go for maybe first to win, and maybe if you want to try and go for this one, but I think honestly her first two abilities are just pretty top-notch. Moving on to her skills, at level 1, she gets Magic Bazooka. This is an AoE and a party. Okay, so what does this do? Weapon of Mass Destruction, thank you very much. Repeat prohibition, I can't speak. Prohibition. Am I stupid? Is this word in English? Prohibition? I don't know. Basic parameters other than HP plus 5%. Okay, so what this does, it's an AoE attack, and then it boosts all your party members by 5% in every stat other than HP. So I think this would also mean speed then, because if it was not speed, it would say like other than speed and HP, but I think it's just other than HP, so that's maybe giving them speed too, but that's really good. I love to see the first skill being an AoE and a party like boost. That's sick. At level 200, she gets this Stratus Drive. Enjoy a trip around the world. So this is just looks like a single, boost on one of your party members. Defense Oh, defense minus 5% to 5%, and it's speed minus 5? Is that just like a dash to show? Or is that like, it's lowering speed? I think maybe this is an attack, actually, then. Or like a status on the enemy. So it's lowering their defense by 5% and their speed by 5%. I think that's what that means. If not, maybe it's a party boost. I don't know. I don't know why that just really confused me. But then at any +3, she gets this Mighty Commando, which again is another AoE attack with a party buff. So it's just ready to be enlisted anytime. Basic parameters other than HP plus 8%. Okay, so it's just a little bit of an upgrade to this first one. It costs a little bit more mana. But yeah, it's pretty good. And also, all of these attacks are going to be based off of the attack stat. So the higher attack stat you have up here, the more damage all these are going to do, which you love to see. Moving on to her magic spell, she gets this Cool, which is just a single target attack with the water element. You know, pretty normal. Mastery level 9, she gets this Speed Up, which is just an ally boost, increasing their speed by 20 to 35%. At 15, she gets Mega Cool, which is an upgrade to the Cool. This time it does AoE attack damage. Then she gets Mega Speed Up, which, you know, boosts an ally's speed even more, 40 to 55%. At level 30, she gets a Giga Cool, which again is just a better upgraded version of the Mega Cool. This time it still does AoE damage with Magic Ice 3rd stage. And then she gets Omega Cool, which again, AoE, probably one of her hardest hitting attacks, if I had to imagine. 65, 52 SP, more stuff. All of these are going to be based off the intelligence stat, which was that the one that was like 35 or something? Yeah, her intelligence was 36, so that's, you know, pretty good, a little bit higher, only 4 points under her attack, so it's not going to hit quite as hard, but I think these still will hit pretty damn hard, just because, you know, they're AoE and they're probably pretty strong. And then her nether enhancements are all just pretty normal, so... Oh, there's also this Kildeus training, which I don't think is implemented in Global quite yet, so I'm not going to go over it, but if you guys want to take a look at all of this, you get like a plus 10 attack for the first level or training, I guess. I don't really know how it works yet. But yeah, there we go. I'm going to hold off on putting her in the tier list until, you know, we looked at Overlord Asagi, but initial thoughts on her is she seems really, really good. Like, I would absolutely try and summon for her and put her in my party. But like I said, I'll put her in the tier list a little bit later, and then we can actually talk about my my final opinions on the character. So, let's go ahead and move on to Overlord Asagi. She is a demon, I think that's physical attack wielder. Her stats are 116 HP, same as regular Asagi, attack 45, defense 32, intelligence 35, resistance 32, and speed 53. So all of her stats, apart from HP and speed, are just a little bit better, which is pretty good. Her speed is only 53, which is kind of slow, but again, just put some boots on her, give her some speed, she'll probably be good to go. Other than that, she looks, again, really strong, even stronger than this regular Asagi. This one only had 40. This Asagi has 45 attack, which is gonna be an insane increase once you get up to higher levels. Moving on to her attributes, it's again the same thing as regular Asagi, 50% towards the star, basic resistances, her weapon mastery is just going to be 10 in physical, and then also 9 in, whatever this is, I forgot the name of this one, the wing one, but yeah, you're probably just going to be using her, this one, because it's her forte. Moving on to her abilities, she gets Overlord's Command, Party, Attack, and there's a slash. Does slash mean or? Attack / defense. I think it just means and, but that's kind of weird because why wouldn't it just say and like it does here? But anyway, party attack and defense plus 13%, pretty good. This one I think did HP plus 13. This one's doing defense, so you know, pick your poison. Power of darkness at the beginning of the turn, your SP plus 10. Okay. This one is worded so weird because like it's the same exact thing as this regular Asagi's, where it's like SP plus 10 when the turn begins, but it's just like worded weird. Like at the beginning of the turn, your SP plus 10. Like I know it doesn't mean this, but if I was stupider, which obviously I'm the smartest man in the world, I would think this means that like your entire party gets SP plus 10 at the beginning of the turn, because it just says your, it doesn't say like self, which is weird. But yeah, it's just at the beginning of her turn, she gets, you know, plus 10 more SP. The same as regular Asagi does, which is still, you know, really good ability. Then at any plus 5, she gets Abyssal Power at the end of the turn. If you have defeated an enemy character, your attack plus 17% for 3 turns. That's really, really good. I don't know why. That just gave me huge flashbacks to Naruto Blazing days where like you could just boost characters infinitely. So yeah, I have no idea if this stacks or not. Or if it's just kind of like a base, 17%. But if you take down a character, you're like pretty set with your attack for 3 more turns, which is huge. And I don't know if maybe the counter will reset if you kill a character on your next turn too, or if it'll like again like keep stacking to plus 17, plus 17, plus 17. But that's a really good ability. And then moving on to her NE plus 7 ability, she gets Overlord's Purge. When all parties are monster characters, the damage you do plus 50%. Yo, that's huge. Now again, when it says when all parties, I assume that just means like the party you're using, because if you guys don't know, you can have like preset parties and you can scroll through them. So I don't know if like you have to remove all those parties or it's just the party you're using. I assume it's just the party you're using, like, like this one is. But the damage you do plus 50% is huge, because that's not just the attack stat, that's like all outgoing damage. So that is pretty big. She is looking just insane. Moving on to her skills, at level 1 she gets this Killing Slash, which is an AoE attack and an AoE effect, which decreases the enemy defense by 3%, which is, again, chef's kiss. Love seeing abilities like that, especially level 1. At level 200 he gets this Darkness Laser, 40 to 31, single, so this is just a single attack, and damage calculation with the lower of the enemy's defense / resistance. Damage calculation with the lower of the enemy's defense / resistance. So like, it'll, I guess, calculate additional damage depending on the lowest enemy's defense or resistance. Maybe I have no idea. This is just, I don't know why this character is worded so strange, but okay, I guess that could be cool if I'm thinking of it right. I don't really know. Anyway, at NE plus 3, she gets this Eraser Cannon, which is the same exact thing. It's the same exact thing, so probably just stronger, I would assume. This probably does something cool, but I don't really know. But all of these are going to be based off the attack stat, and again, the attack stat was 45 base, so it's going to be pretty strong out the gate. Moving on to her magic spells, she gets this fire, damage with magical power of fire, so it's just a single target with the fire element. All these are based off the intelligence stat, which I actually kind of forgot what it was. Was it 35? It was 35, so, pretty strong still. All these are based off the fire. We got, Braveheart raises the attack of an ally for 3 turns, which still pretty big. You put this on yourself, and then you also get like the plus 17 from defeating an enemy for 3 turns, and you're pretty stacked. Like, that's a huge attack increase, which is sick. And then we got this Mega Fire, which is an upgraded version of Fire, AoE attack this time. Go to Mega Braveheart, which is an increase of the attack raised Braveheart. This time it does 40 to 55%, which again, huge. That's an insane attack increase. Then we got Giga Fire, which again, just an upgraded version with still AoE. Then we got Omega Fire, which is the 4th stage upgrade of the fire. So again, even more powerful. And yeah, looking at her nether enhancements, just all the same as they normally are. We got plus 30, plus 10, plus 30. It's all just the same. Killia's training, here we go. I think that's probably the same as what it was for Asagi, but you know what, there we go. So yeah, that is both the characters. I have a lot to say about these characters. They seem insane, so let's go ahead and just jump right into the tier list. Alright gamers, here we are with the tier list, so let's not beat around the bush, let's just go ahead and throw these guys up here, and then I can explain to you why I think they go where they go. So, let's start off with Overlord Asagi. I'm going to put her in God tier, and now I'm going to put regular Asagi in S tier. And now, you guys might be thinking, well, why? You said both these characters are amazing, they basically do the same thing, and yeah, I mean they do, and I completely agree. However, I personally think that Overlord Asagi is just going to be a little bit more beneficial to your team than regular Asagi. But don't get me wrong, I think both these units are insane. I just personally think that the abilities and the stats that Overlord Asagi does is going to be just a little bit more helpful than regular Asagi, because basically what regular Asagi is doing is she's affecting the party. She's well, I mean both of them are doing that, but like you know, lowering the enemy's defense a little bit, doing some random, like, repeat prohibition techniques. I still don't know what that does. But, you know, like, speed, basically, they're doing the exact same thing, is what I'm trying to say. You know, their abilities are pretty much the same, their stats are pretty much, well, not stats, their skills are pretty much the same. The only difference is, with Overlord Asagi, she is, like, severely increasing, your team's attack, and, you know, lowering the enemy's defense a little bit. On top of that, her stats are just, you know, going to be a little bit better because she's an Overlord character. And with regular Asagi, I mean, she's, you know, increasing speed, which is all well and good, but personally, I would rather have attack. And, you know, the abilities, again, are pretty much the same, just the stats. Asagi's are a little bit lower because she's just the normal character. She's not Overlord type. So, yeah, this is personally where I think they would both go. But yeah, I mean, I could definitely be wrong. You can 100% contest me in the comments. I just think, you know, at least for my sake, Overlord Asagi is going to be a little bit more beneficial to your teams than regular Asagi. But, you know, again, with that being said, if you just need a really good, strong Gun Forte user, Asagi is still pretty insane. And, you know, likewise with this one, if you just need a physical, you know, Forte user, you got Overlord Asagi, which is going to be a great choice, I think. But also, we can go ahead and take a look at the DIsgaea database by the Goat Meow and match up our stuff. So they put Asagi in S tier because, well, yeah, the JP tier is S tier. And, you know, the collab banner, potential to reoccur, probably will eventually. And the same thing with Overlord Asagi, S tier in JP, same thing, potential to reoccur. So yeah, now, would I recommend summoning for these characters? Yes, absolutely. I think, honestly, this would be an amazing banner to summon for, especially if you're me, who's been skipping out on a lot of banners recently. I think these two characters are both pretty insane, and honestly, both gonna help your team a decent amount. I don't think there's really anything wrong with these characters, like anything I really wouldn't use them for. I think both these characters are just solid characters, and they could probably help your team no matter what kind of team you're trying to rock with, especially if you're just trying to go through story, you want some cool characters to summon on, bam, go ahead and get yourself the booby having Overlord Asagi, or get yourself the more sophisticated regular Asagi. So yeah, that's what I think. Go ahead and tell me in the comments if you think I'm wrong. If you think I'm right, you can definitely praise me too. I'd be okay if you praised me a little bit. But yeah, tell me what you think in the comments. Do you think these people deserve to be, you know, where they are in the tier list, God tier and S tier? I personally think they do, obviously, but you know, I could be wrong. Let me know if you're gonna summon for them, do all that stuff, and yeah, like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you liked it. Thanks for watching. And that's going to be it for me. Also, you know, again, one more thing. Again, this is recorded from my dorm room, and I don't know how the audio quality is going to be. Sorry if it was bad. Sorry if any of the video was bad. I haven't done one of these in a while. So yeah, like I said, I'm going to stop rambling. That's going to be it. Happy summoning. Peace.